Hello and welcome. My name is Vinny Stoppia, and I'm the author of this book, The Austrian Woman. It's an unconventional biography of the life of Marie Antoinette, at one time the most reviled woman in France. Okay, now I know some of you must be rolling your eyes and muttering, "Oh no, not another book about that silly queen who got her head chopped off." Okay, I get that, but I'm confident that you will find this book appealing. Why? Well, first of all, it's filled with spoiled, beautiful people, lots of slapdowns, an incredible jewel heist, smoldering sex, a nail-biting vehicle chase, abductions, imprisonments, gut-wrenching trials, and murder. So, how did this story begin? Well, let's imagine an unbridled 12-year-old girl whose life suddenly collides with the unrelenting political forces surrounding her. This youngster is transformed into a bubblegum princess, and at age 14, she's shipped off to the snake pit of Versailles to marry the listless heir to the throne of France. Now, did you ever have an important job that you began, and on the first day in the office, everybody is scrutinizing your every move? Well, that's what happened to Marie Antoinette her entire life while she was in France. And as a teenage girl, she bristled at this rigid etiquette that governed every second of her day. Savvy insiders recognized that this marshmallow princess had a tougher interior, and that one day she would reveal this very strong-willed woman. Well, finally, at age 18, Marie Antoinette becomes queen, and she wants to run up to the rooftops of Versailles and scream, "It's party time!" And the next 10 years of her life read like a handbook from how to be a big diva. The only problem is that the French people, no matter where they are on the social scale, are in no mood to humor a spoiled superstar. They begin to feel that this queen is nothing but a devious foreigner, and that she will never be one of them. They begin referring to her as the Austrian bitch. Well, beginning around age 30, Marie Antoinette's life begins a downward spiral from which there will never be a recovery. First, she was subjected to incredible public censure because in a painting she wore a dress that the public felt was disrespectful and slutty. Then came the affair of the diamond necklace, an unrivaled melodrama that cemented the public's perception that their queen was a conniving cheat. And shortly after that, the youngest of the queen's 4 children died. And during this time of incredible sadness, a huge financial catastrophe befalls France, threatening bankruptcy. And the French blame their rapacious queen. Marie Antoinette begins to feel that there's this curse hovering over her head, and she just prays that things don't get worse. But they do. Beginning in 1789, and for the 4 years that followed, something that approached a biblical plague affected all of France. First, the heir and the eldest son of the queen dies, leaving both royal parents devastated and distracted during the national crisis. With lightning speed, a national representative body takes over, clips the democratic powers of the king and unceremoniously hauls off the royal family to Paris for better supervision. Fearful of all of these threats that are menacing them, the royals escape and are caught just miles short of their destination and dragged back to Paris. Within a violent year, the monarchy is abolished. The king and queen are imprisoned in a dreary medieval fortress. Soon after, the king is tried and shockingly executed. Meanwhile, the distraught queen is praying for rescue from abroad to save herself and her 2 remaining children. Then cruelly, the revolutionaries come and snatch her 8-year-old son and leave the mother nearly deranged. Soon after this, Marie Antoinette is transferred to a seedy prison to await her own judgment. The Queen's trial stands out as the shining moment of her life. She cleverly evaded all the traps that the prosecutors set for her. After 2 long, excruciating days in a hostile courtroom, the death sentence is announced to a stunned Marie Antoinette. Just hours later, she sits in a filthy manure cart on her way to execution. The subdued public barely recognized that this woman was once their glamorous queen. But instead they find this unflinching fortitude which leaves a huge impression upon them. The blade of the guillotine falls in an instant and the queen is dead. The revolutionaries are so thrilled because now they feel that the Austrian bitch is finally put in a place of oblivion. But they miscalculated. T.S. Eliot wrote, "To make an end is to make a beginning. The end is where we start from." After Marie Antoinette's death, she did not fall into a little tiny footnote in the annals of history. Oh no, much to the contrary. She emerged as this personage of endless fascination, which this book, The Austrian Woman, will bring to life. Long live the Queen!